Reyne Hirsch, the owner of the incredible 20-year-old auction house, Auction Gallery, DallasAuctionGallery.com. Such a pleasure to speak with you. I appreciate I appreciate you taking the time. I know how incredibly busy you are, being the amazing entrepreneur that you are, and love working with you. How are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful, and thank you so much for having me. It is always a pleasure to talk to a fellow entrepreneur.
Oh, well, thank you so much. That means the world to me, especially coming from someone such as yourself. And on this Friday afternoon, which unbelievably is already basically clipping into November, which is another month that's just vanished before our eyes. What is what is most exciting about the Dallas Auction Gallery right now that you want to talk about? And by the way, I love the new Patrick Jones Gallery spread. As I mentioned, I love that ad. It's one of my favorite ads. I think it's
Thank
one.
you.
I think it's
Thank
one.
you.
I think it's one of the best art ads that we've ever had. So love it, and no need to change it. But so I will now be quiet and let you talk about what's exciting in your world.
Oh, well, thank you for that, and thanks. When you have an art gallery, I am the least creative person on the planet, but I leave it up to all the artists, and it just never ceases to amaze me some of the interesting works that we have that come through the gallery. So it makes it very easy from a visual standpoint to create some kind of cool ad to give you kind of the insight for the things that we do there. But at the auction house, we've got three auctions that are coming up before the end of the year. There is one that's coming up November the 2nd, and it is all contemporary furniture, and it's all custom made furniture. So there was a client that had built had a bunch of custom, really high end furniture made for a house that he had purchased. And as soon as the furniture was installed, the house promptly sold. So it was just never used and immediately had to be pulled out of there and put in storage. And it sat in storage for a little over a year. And the owner finally realized he wasn't going to use it in the other home that he purchased. And so he has given it to us to place back into the market. And so his loss is going to be somebody's gain. So we
Mm-hmm.
have just under 100 pieces of custom furniture, from beautiful couches and settees and bar stools, and then to a bunch of home decor, also to kind of blend in to a contemporary space. So we're excited about that. And then November the 8th is our winter fine art and antiques sale, and we have some pretty impressive art, including an original Murakami. So we've got a $500,000 contemporary Murakami piece that was made by Murakami for his girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
So a really fun piece that is a custom piece made just for her, not an addition. So it's really great. We've got a Picasso, we've got a Banksy, we have a lot of really great contemporary art, and then all the way back to some 18th and 19th century pieces. So, and then everything in between, we have some. If you're a fan of sculpture, bronze sculpture, we have some great works that are coming in, and including a Matisse piece. We The first week of December is our fine jewelry, timepieces, and luxury goods sale. So we have everything from big diamond rings to Cartier brooches to Lalique pendants and Rolex watches, and then Hermes bags, Louis Vuitton bags, Gucci, the whole nine yards. So we have something for everybody just in time for the holidays. So if you're looking to decorate your house, kind of spruce it up a little bit, we have some great furniture and some fine art. And then if you're looking for a gift for that somebody special, we've got you covered there too.
Well, I might. We can speak offline about this, but I might be interested in that.
Well,
Yes.
I'm happy to show you all the things that we have coming up. Just tell me what you're looking for. I'm happy to be your personal Santa.
Well, thank you, Rayne. Very well said. And so, obviously, things are now moving along exceptionally well with the uh, Dallas auction gallery, and so this is a very exciting time for you.
It is a super exciting time, and I'm just looking to see if I'm still standing by the last day of the year because caution is a real thing. It's funny, when you have a new project like this, especially for me, I've worked for and consulted for auction houses for a lot of my career. And so now to be the owner of an auction house takes it to a whole nother level. I am so excited every single day to look and see what somebody's calling, wanting to consign, or what somebody's looking for. But it's a lot of work, I'm not going to lie.
I
And
can imagine. I can imagine it's putting on an
yeah,
auction must be, especially in a renowned auction house of that size, the Dallas Auction Gallery. It must be pretty daunting at times.
it is, because you want to make sure that you continue to keep, a great name for the business. It's long established, and you want to make sure that it keeps the reputation that it's known for. And I'm super excited to make all of that happen. But at the same time, it's a whole lot of work. I'm super thankful for my team every single day, and it just is shocking how much the phone rings every single day with people wanting to work with us. I'm super blessed beyond compare.
Absolutely. No, it's very fortunate. I was going to ask, how many inquiries do you get a day, and where are they coming from? Is it simply from the 20+ year reputation, or
It's some of it is people that have followed me in my career over the years. Working in television for so long, talking about collecting antiques and what's trending in the market. It's a combination of that, and then the fact that the auction house it sat dormant for 8 months
right?
this year. They hadn't had a sale since the end of last year, and then due to some financial difficulties with the former owners, we were able to come in, buy it out, and then jump started again. And it's really interesting. It's the people in the community have been very supportive of this auction for all these years, and how many people that have come in since we hosted our first sale the 31st of August, that they came in and they were like, we're so excited that you guys have picked this back up and you have it moving forward again. People really, they really liked the brand, they liked the auction, and they are happy to see that it's back up and moving forward again.
That is so fantastic. That's so rewarding simply to get that type of feedback and positive support and whatnot. So
Yeah, we
congratulations on this new venture, which it is. It's a new venture for you, basically.
it is.
That took some time to, obviously, when you buy a new business, it takes a little time to pull off, but
Yeah.
you did it because you again are an amazing entrepreneur.
I don't know if it's because I'm an amazing entrepreneur or no, just isn't in my vocabulary.
No,
A
that that's
never
that.
give up mentality is kind of, I think, what keeps pushing me forward. When one door closes, it's just like, well, no, I just haven't pushed the right door yet.
That's
So
exactly right. That's exactly right. Or I always, my parents, who are two of my best friends, I always say, yeah, basically along those lines. It's okay. Someone says no, I'll find if it's something I want to get done. It's basically I will figure out a way to do it, and until I get an absolute door shut in my face, it's I will get this done. And I always this is I was taught this by some entrepreneurs, but the line is I will always get what I want.
when I very long time ago, I was in the world of investments, and
Oh,
I
Stephen
was told,
Manolis was as well. He worked for
oh, funny.
the guy that we were discussing earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
In yeah, where we were going to meet at one of his events during our Basel. But yeah, he was in that world as well. Interesting.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of the way that I've run my antiques business, my galleries. It's the mindset of of buying, and parking people's money, buying things for people. I tell people all the time, you never want to put all of your eggs in one basket, and that's the same thing goes for investments. You don't want to only have your money in the marketplace. You also want to have it in real estate. And then I tell people fine arts and antiques and real estate tend to have bigger rates of return than the stock market does.
Yep.
And that's been proven year after year after year. Yep. But somebody wisely told me, let's go back a little bit, had told me when I was working for the brokerage house that, when you're calling people trying to establish new clients, you get told no a lot. And
that's sales. Yes,
it is sales of any kind. You get told no a lot, and instead of letting it get you down that you've been told no again and again, realize that the law of statistics, every single no that you get is one step closer to a yes.
That's absolutely correct. Yes.
When you start thinking like that, and you're like, okay, so then you get excited to make the next call. To make that next call, you're like, okay, one more down, and one more closer. And when you do get to that yes, then it's been all worth it. So,
absolutely, a no is just as rewarding as, to a certain extent, a yes, for the reasons you just noted quite aptly. It's much better than the consistent, you're trying to pitch someone or going after them for whatever reason, whether investments, art auction, magazine, whatever, than getting no response at all. And a no is a no is basically thank you. You give me the opportunity to move on. Appreciate your honesty. Rock and roll.
Absolutely. So I, whenever things don't seem to be working and somebody gives me a no, I'm like, well, I either need to ask the question again or I haven't asked the right question. But I never take no as just that's the finality of it all. I just have to reword it or I have to redirect.
Yeah. Or you adjust on price or whatever it might be.
Whatever it might be. Yeah. Eventually the answer will be a yes.
It will, unless it's just not meant to be. And then again, it's okay. We move on. I tried. All good. And there are millions of others out there that I'm going to speak to, and you missed out on what I'm presenting you.
1,000%.
So what else in the, say, you've touched upon the upcoming auctions and whatnot, and what else is exciting right now about now that we're clipping down, obviously, the end of 2023 is going to be here before we know it. So, looking into 2024, what are you most excited about, Reyne Hirsch?
Ooh, well, in 2020
for the Dallas Art Gallery.
Yeah, pretty much we are going to, the sales that we're doing right now are more general, like more broader scale. And in 2024, we're going to be doing less auctions, but more curated. So it'll be, auctions that are straight contemporary street art or American and European Impressionism or, only fine timepieces or only luxury handbags or vintage couture or something of that nature, instead of it being kind of bigger, all-encompassing sales that have lots of different things. We'll be doing mid-century modern sales.
So more private curated events.
Correct. So I'm excited to do that. We just wanted to get a handful of auctions under our belt with some nice things to kind of show the types of things that we want to be selling.
And then also after the time, the time that it was dormant, to show that you're back up and cranking, right?
Yeah, just to kind of reactivate everything, get things moving forward, work out any kind of bugs in the software that we're using, and just, so everybody can kind of get in the groove of doing auctions again. And so 2024, I think, is going to be a really big year for us.
That's fantastic.
We have a lot of things that we've been talking, a lot of big art pieces that we've been talking to some owners about. And, I'm just excited to see all of those come together and to have a Texas-based auction house giving the New York auction houses a run for their money.
Well said. I love that. Yeah. You can almost end on that. That was perfect. I may use that as the title of your podcast, giving the New York auction houses a run for their money in Dallas. But and also it's been, this is, in my opinion, it's that much more exciting because in being the entrepreneur again that you are, and going after this because it came to your attention and acquiring it, it definitely took some nuances to get to this point. And so it must be really inspiring to then be at this point and know that you can, being the owner, Reyne Hirsch of Dallas Auction Gallery, DallasAuctionGallery.com, to be at this point and know that you can do whatever you want with it. And again, doing these curated, VIP curated events, focusing on certain types of being more focused than just the big auctions. That to me sounds really exciting, and I think it'll be really exciting for your current and potential clients and customers.
I think so too, and I think that there were times when all of this started for us earlier this year. We started down this road in March, and at certain points we just didn't think we were ever going to get to the place where it was going to move forward. So actually having our first auction in August, I remember telling my team, no matter what happens tonight, we made it here. Whether we sell one thing or not, we put together a really nice sale. We put together a $2.5 million sale, and
congratulations.
Thank you. That was no easy feat, and I was like, from here on out, it's only up. We have started now all the way from scratch, basically, and we've put together a really good sale really quickly.
Well, even less than scratch, because you had to spend money to buy the place.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And so, I have a great team that's come on board, and they are so excited. And one of them had made the comment about every day when he gets up, he's excited to come to work. He just can't wait to see what every day brings. And I know that feeling. I remember, a long time ago when I was on Antiques Roadshow, I got a lot of phone calls from being on that show. And every time a new episode would air, the phone would start ringing or more emails would come in. And I would always get very, very excited about, okay, well, what is this person, what does this person have that I've maybe never seen before, or is super rare that I'm going to want to place in a museum or an important corporate collection. It gets you excited like that because it's not the same thing every day. And a lot of things that you get to handle, you could personally never afford to own on your own, but you get to kind of
intimately handle them. Yeah.
Yes, for a little while. You get to own them for just a little while. You get to manage
a Picasso or whatever it might be. Yeah.
Exactly. You get to manage their transition to their next home. And that's kind of cool. And so, to be able to say, we had a Banksy in the last sale, super exciting. We had a great Invader in the last sale. We handled a Ferrari in the last sale. So, there's.
Oh, wow, you handle cars as well, huh?
Yeah, we handle cars, only exotics primarily. To have something like that maybe wouldn't be something that I could ever afford to hang on my wall or park in my garage or wear on my wrist. It's super exciting just to be able to be able to say, yeah, I sold that, I had that, and I made that move on to its next place.
That's exactly right. Very well said. You're very well spoken, Reyne. Speaking of the Ferrari, did you go take it on a joyride or no?
I did not, and boy did I want to, but no, I sadly did not.
Ferrari is one I've not driven, but I think it would be interesting for even 10 minutes.
For sure. Absolutely. And you need to.
I know. You need to as well.
Bucket list.
Bucket list. Bucket list. Exactly. The bucket list keeps growing. I'm trying to shorten it and focus it, but yes, that's absolutely correct. Well, you, Reyne Hirsch, the owner of Dallas Auction Gallery, DallasAuctionGallery.com, have achieved, I would imagine, a bucket list moment now, having successfully come to this moment in life where you own the Dallas Auction Gallery and you are taking it to, as you said, there's nowhere but up, but reigniting it to something that has been renowned for 20 plus years, and you have the wherewithal and the genius, obviously, to do it. So kudos to you, and that, I would imagine, that would be a bucket list moment as well.
Absolutely. Probably the biggest thing on my bucket list is
go ahead,
my my longtime, I don't want to say celebrity crush, but maybe just fangirl of. I've been a fan of Steve Martin's for forever.
Oh, okay.
And I love his books. I love his comedy. I've always just loved everything about him. And I learned many years ago that he's a huge art collector. And he's
Oh,
very
I think
private.
I believe I read that. Yeah.
He's very private about it, but I sure would love to be able to meet him and just see the kinds of things that he collects.
Where does he live, by the way?
I think in LA.
Is he LA guy? Okay.
I think
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think so, but I would love to see. And I read a book that he had written, and of course, now that I've said that, I'm drawing an absolute blank on the title of it. But it was about somebody that bought things at auction and kind of the interesting world, the underground world of auctions. And I couldn't help but wonder if he wrote that book and some of it, actually came from his own experiences. It
I
was a
would
really good book.
I would imagine so.
Probably.
With an individual such as that, I would imagine so. Yeah.
Probably so, but there were parts of it that were a little seedy and a little dark, and I was like, "Oh, this is super interesting." But yeah,
Well,
yeah, I
he
would
is an
like to
actor. He is a comedian. There's
yeah,
always going to be
he has
always going to be a little dark with the positive.
for sure, for sure. But yeah, I would love to see what he collects.
I would too. I would love to see what a number of them collect. Absolutely.
Leonardo DiCaprio is a huge collector too.
Huge collector. Huge collector. Yeah. He'd be an interesting cat to meet for sure.
He would be. He would be.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, my
so
dear. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so maybe if they tune in and they listen to this, maybe I'll get an invite.
My one of our, I'll give her a little plug since you bring up Leo, is Allie Lasky, Alexandra Lasky. She's a fantastic PR
Yep.
individual in Los Angeles. She does a lot of work in Miami too, but she has told me a number of times that, and she works with a lot of celebrities and whatnot, but she's told me a number of times that Leo's a huge fan of Elevated magazines and goes online to read every issue if he can't find one in print. But she's mentioned that a number of times. So there you go with Leo.
Maybe you need him on the cover.
That's a, yes. That would be a bucket list. Yes.
Or then I can interview him about his art collection. How about that?
Yeah, that's a good angle. You're right. You're right.
There we go.
You're right.
Talk
You
to
know what?
Alan. Get at it.
That actually is a fantastic angle. I'll drop a note to Allie.
Yes.
And I'll send her this podcast. And on that note, I've now taken over 30 minutes of your time. You incredibly busy entrepreneur, Reyne Hirsch, the incredible entrepreneur and owner of Dallas Auction Gallery. It's dallasauctiongallery.com. Thank you so much for your time, Reyne. I sincerely appreciate you. I highly respect you. I love working with you. And I hope you have one of the most fantastic weekends ever. And again, congratulations on what you've achieved with this bucket list moment of owning the Dallas Auction Gallery, because it was only a few months ago where you weren't sure if how it was gonna play out.
That's right. Well, thank you so much again for having me. It is always a pleasure talking to you.
It is. I could spend an entire day speaking with you, Reyne. So thank you very much. You're a like-minded, incredible individual and woman. So thank you. And again, I highly respect you, and I really appreciate your time. Have again an amazing weekend, and we will talk soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Reyne. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.